Our first Ollie competition, I was in the warm-up room, and the dude next to me pulls out of his bag a giant bottle of vodka and starts sipping it.
Oh, yours.
And I'm freaking out, and I look at my coach and I say, why is he drinking vodka right now?
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Lifting Things. I'm here with the boys, Daniel and Mike. Say what's up. And we have a special guest today, Mr. Daniel Tiger. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hello. My absolute pleasure.
Hello.
So you're taking a little lunch break for us right now, but you're working. What do you started with a new team today, right?
I started with a new team at Morneau Chappelle. Transferred teams for the summer for my next 4-month contract, and I just got to meet them this morning, and I'm still waiting on getting access to a bunch of things, so I got some free time right now.
Oh, so it's a little bit of a slow day today. Well, so far.
It's definitely, it's a slow day.
And do you know, I know you were talking about like you're unsure what you're going to be doing differently. Have you gotten more of an understanding of like what your job is going to be now comparatively to before?
Yeah, so for the last 4 months, I've been doing a lot of retirement calculations, mainly doing the actual calculations to get numbers and figures to send out packages to clients. And as I understand it, for these next 4 months, I'm going to be doing a lot more behind the scenes data analyst sort of things and updating our data onto our servers so that the people who actually do the calculations have all the up-to-date information. So I'm going maybe a step back to be now the person who gets all the information ready for the calculations to finally be executed.
Are you excited about that, or is it something that you kind of like,
You know what? I enjoy doing the calculations because after studying math for so long, obviously you want to like keep doing math and actually be able to apply it, but change is good and I will learn a different side of the work and we'll see if I like it or not.
I guess, you haven't done it yet, so you can't really.
He doesn't really know.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Makes sense. But cool. Like, and you like working from home, or is it kind of weird?
You know what? It was fun at first. It got really bad for a little bit, motivational wise. You know, you just wake up in the morning, you're lying in bed in your underwear, and you just bust out your laptop and you start working. And it's a terrible habit I got into. But this morning I got up, I took a shower, I drank a coffee.
You're cutting out.
Nope. We're still good.
Oh, maybe you were cutting out.
Good. Back.
Oh, we cut out.
We were good.
But yeah, now it's good. I got up this morning, put on some nice clothes, met my new team, and it's a good fresh start to a new 4-month contract. So try to get some better habits this time around.
So does the bottom half match the top half right now? Be honest.
Yes, I am wearing some jeans. We're good.
Oh, okay. So we're good. You sure you're not lying to us?
Damn.
Wow.
Dude,
I fully got ready.
You could just do it in your underwear. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was expecting you to
I
do.
could. You know what? There was always that old saying that the person interviewing you will ask you to stand up just to test whether you're doing it or not. So I figured might as well take no chances.
Oh,
Never heard of that
Can you
before.
imagine?
Yeah, that's a popular thing apparently. If you're like interviewing over Skype or whatnot for a job in another city, they'll ask you to stand up sometimes just to like really test it.
Can you imagine you're just butt naked?
Yeah, literally.
No, that's why. Like,
It just comes out. And they're like,
You sure you want me to stand up? I don't know if you want me to.
Stand up.
go balls to the wall.
Short.
you just hear. So something that you don't know, Mike, especially with Tiger, like I remember in like high school and even like Sejep, Tiger was like an animal when it came to sports. Like number one in swimming, Tiger used to be such a fast freestyler. Tiger was so fast.
It was nice. I was so dedicated back then.
And Tiger for Olympic weightlifting in high school, Tiger was known as King Cobra because his traps literally would come to his ears.
Yeah, that was fun. I was like the only one who like actively went during lunchtime to our like mini little weight room to lift.
Oh wow. That's a lot of
Talking about high school?
Well, I started going to the YMCA, or the Jewish Y next to Snowden Metro. I started working out actively there when I was 14 years old, I remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
They
I've
didn't
always been a
know I
big
was
kid.
14. Yeah, they didn't know that I was 14 because you had to be at least 16, but I was a big kid, so they didn't really
And the
question
voice.
me. And the voice, obviously. Plus, I'm pretty sure I already had a beard at that point. But they didn't question me, and I went there when I was 14, and I just went like straight into it, like 4 or 5 times a week for a couple of years, and it was nice.
Where did that drive come from? Because like,
No idea. I was just really into it. It was like once you start, you get like that obsessive feeling when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, damn, I want that to be bigger, or like I want that to be smaller, or like I want to be more cut. It's just like an impulse desire that just like kills you every single day, so you keep on striving for it.
I agree. I feel that way. Definitely. I always look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, you fucking tiny fuck. Keep
Yeah.
growing. Grow.
still do that then?
Huh?
You still do that?
The second I wake up, I look in the mirror and look in my arms. I'm just like, grow.
Dude, I'm working sometimes and I just hear dad like whispering to his muscles.
Dude,
I get creeped out. I'm
I
like,
told you
what
not
the
to
fuck?
tell anyone about that. I was in confidence. No, but I remember especially because you and I went through a lot like of sports together. We did
Yeah.
swimming together, and then we did boxing together, and then I tried getting you, and then we did Ollie together, Olympic weightlifting and CrossFit together, and
Did we
then I
start
tried
with
getting you
CrossFit?
when I was going back into that. We started with CrossFit first,
Yeah, then we moved into Olympic weightlifting.
yeah, and we did Olympic weightlifting for what, like a year and a half, 2 years,
I think easily 2 years, yeah.
and then I went back to wrestling with Misha for a year,
Yeah.
and I tried getting you into it with me.
Yeah, I did one class with you and Misha, and I got back home with ridiculous like rug burn all over my body, and I said, I'm never gonna do this again. It was awful. Like that's
It wasn't
it was
rug burn.
not it was just not fun, like that amount of pain.
Yeah, well, to each their own. But I remember,
Yeah.
especially in Ollie, you were an animal. You trained so hard.
I was very motivated. I spent $1,000 on my own weightlifting bar because I was so into it, you know? Like it was a really big investment into my life. It was like easily like 18, 19 hours out of my week were spent in that gym, like just lifting weights constantly. And it was
100%.
great. But then obviously like life hits you and you go to university and you have to like start prioritizing and you're working part-time, you got a girlfriend and whatnot, and things get in the way, you know? It could have definitely been possible to continue it like just more casually, but
Yeah.
you can't
You have this
continue.
thing where it seems like you have this thing where you're all in to something when you do it,
Yeah.
which is a rare quality, you know, like a lot of people are kind of half in, half out in certain things, which then they don't get anywhere no matter what they do. Which, you know, I mean, there's a difference. There's like different goods and bads in each type of personality, but it's
Yeah.
good, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
I've
I'm sure
realized
if
that
you decide right now to get back into it, you just like pick it up like this.
yeah, definitely. That's the goal.
That's interesting. You seem like you're kind of like all or nothing. So you've had your phase where you're like all in, like you're training all the time, you're trying every sport. So do you feel like if you were to get back into one of them, you would like go all out and like dive completely into it again?
Well, every single sport that I went into, thinking about it now, I did end up pursuing like it competition wise. Swimming, I
You did a
competed.
competition in Ollie even.
Yeah, swimming, I competed provincially. Ollie, I competed in 2
Provincially.
competitions. Boxing.
CrossFit.
Sorry?
CrossFit, we even did competitions.
CrossFit, we did a competition. Boxing, my coach wanted me to start going professional, but then when he showed me the contract saying you're not allowed to drink or eat junk or anything for the next 3 years, I said, no, thank you. The only one I didn't pursue competition-wise was just recreational weightlifting because that's just enjoyable in itself, you know, and you don't need to compete in that to be like motivated and dedicated. I don't think I'd pursue anything competition wise or professionally anymore. I just want to get back into like just working out in general and keeping like a healthy routine, you know?
So less like all in, more like lifestyle.
Yeah, because at this point, unfortunately, there's not enough time to go all in with something like that. Not that it's not enough time, it that to me now it does not seem like
A priority.
a very necessary priority. Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. You've been there, done that, and you feel like you've
Yeah.
gone with. I'm very happy with the fact that we at least got to compete in Ollie. I'm happy to have
Yeah.
those memories. That's
That
something
was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, what was that again? Our first Ollie competition, I was in the warm-up room, just doing some warm-up lifting, and the dude next to me pulls out of his bag a giant bottle of vodka and starts sipping it.
Yours.
And I'm freaking out, and I look at my coach and I say, why is he drinking vodka right now? And my coach is like, dude, that guy's an idiot. He emptied it and he filled it with water. He's just trying to trip you out. I'm like, is that actually how this works? And it was crazy.
Mental
So
game.
funny. Mental game.
Daniel does
But
that
like
every day.
drinks water out of a bottle
He's
of
trying
vodka.
to psych me out.
No, I keep losing water bottles. So like one day I was like, okay, I need like to drink water out of something because I don't like drinking out of cups because you get through it so fast.
Yeah.
So I saw an empty rum bottle that we had that I think my dad just finished like the day before. I'm like, might as well. So I filled it up.
Might as well.
Dude, it's the best thing to drink out of. It's glass, so it kind of keeps your water cool. And like there's a lot of it, and you know it's actually better than a regular bottle, and it costs $0.
Once
There you go.
vodka inside it.
Yeah, but I mean, you get
Well,
two
with
for the price
Lipko's
of
drinking habits, I'm sure he's got a bunch of bottles lying around.
Exactly. Yeah, he's a huge alcoholic. You should see him behind the scenes.
I have a 24 case of Corona beer that I just almost finished by
There
myself.
you go. There you go.
I showed up to his
Average
house this
night.
morning, and he just right away is just like, "Yo, shots."
Shots.
Yeah. So, what are you doing now to? Yeah, sorry, go
I've
ahead.
never been force-fed Corona as much as I was on my birthday with this guy. It's the most
Yeah, he knows what that's like.
I definitely know what that's like.
Yeah, you were asking something.
Yes, you were saying now your goal is less like competitive because when you're being competitive, you kind of have to go all in mindset. Because I know, especially like for you with like Mike, you were saying like how he's all in or nothing, right? And especially with weightlifting, not only was he training 2 to 3 hours a day, but when he wasn't training and he was just eating or chilling at home, he was watching weightlifting videos. So like Tiger really was all in. We had a whole trip planned where we were going to go to California for 3 months and train with like one of the best teams.
Health strength.
Yeah, and we used to all watch their stuff all the time. So now they're kind of shifting more into the lifestyle. What have you been doing? Like, what's your plan?
Well, the past 6 months have been awful because I haven't been doing anything. And as of recently, I weighed myself and realized I put on 24 pounds, which is lovely. So I just want to lose all of that and get my muscle and my strength back because I am weak. I can barely do 5 pull-ups anymore. Doing 10 push-ups is a struggle. I'm basically back to square one as I was like when I was, I guess, like 14 years old, like just like weak and out of shape. So now it's just going to be exciting to kind of get back into it, but like at a later stage in life. And with all my new knowledge that I have about dieting and lifting and routines and whatnot, I think it'll go way quicker and I'll be able to get back to where I was sooner.
Oh, definitely.
And what's your plan?
So for now, because all the gyms are closed and whatnot, I have a little workout room set up in my house. I got a pull-up bar, I got some parallettes, I got a barbell, some dumbbells, some resistance bands, and every day for 15-20 minute intervals, I'll just hop in when I'm taking a little break from work or after work, and I'll do some random stuff just to like get the feel for it again. I'll do some pull-ups and I'll do some push-ups, I'll do some curls, do some shrugs, whatever I feel like doing at the time until my body feels a bit better and I can start working out for longer periods of time again. And then I'll make a more defined regimen with maybe splits throughout the week or specific workouts that I want to tackle.
It's a good plan.
Yeah.
Definitely like incrementally just like adding more and more work each day and just doing a little bit rather than doing like a big like 2 hour session when your body's not maybe used to it now. Doing like a little bit. It's a good idea. One things that I've liked about you and mainly with like your eating is you always have tested out things. You at some point became pescatarian, at some point tried being vegan, at some point tried intermittent fasting, you tried keto, you always tried like a bunch of different things. Um, what are your plans now in terms of that?
I'm gonna probably go back to being pescatarian. I thought that was super fun because me in general, I love seafood, which obviously as a pescatarian is your main source of proteins. And as soon as you cut out meats, but like let's be honest, you don't need to cut out all meats. You know, if you have some lean turkey or like chicken and you don't mix anything bad into it or deep fry it or whatnot, it's not the end of the world, you know?
And maybe
I'm
not
not
add like 10 pounds of sauce.
exactly. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna eat a 12-ounce steak every single night, you know. But if one day, like out of the week, I have a chicken breast or something, that's fine with me. But the thing with being pescatarian that I loved so much is that the meals you eat aren't heavy inside you, you know, so you digest very quickly. And I actually found myself eating more food while I was pescatarian, but having more of an appetite throughout the day and digesting faster and being able to eat more, I feel is such a good way to ease yourself into a new diet, because the one thing people hate the most is just cutting out food entirely, you know, like intermittent fasting. Oh, I'm starving but I can't eat, or even more aggressively eating for an hour out of the day, like super painful. If you could do
Yeah.
something where you could eat more but it's healthier, I feel like that's the best alternative.
So you found your sweet spot for diet.
Yeah, I really do enjoy being pescatarian. I think it's super fun. But again, I'm kind of like biased because I prefer seafood over meat any day out of the week.
Fair, but you've also tried other ways, and you've
Yeah,
so
I think the most effective was definitely intermittent fasting. It's painful for the first few weeks, but it really works in helping you maintain just like calorie intake control, you know, like restricting yourself to a few hours a day means that you won't be snacking at midnight. It means that you won't be having 6 or 7 meals throughout the day because you can only eat for maybe a 6 hour period. So you'll squeeze in 3 meals and then you just unfortunately suffer a little bit outside of that window for the first few weeks, but then your body adapts and you get into it.
for
And
sure.
I think with intermittent fasting, I lost like 25 pounds in like 2 or 3 months or something, which was
Wow.
ridiculous to me. I lose and gain weight very quickly. I don't know if that's good or bad, but
Yeah.
it's bad. Well,
No,
we'll
I
see what
never said it.
happens.
I didn't say if it was good or bad.
It's just everyone's
Oh,
different.
okay, okay.
Some people have a
Yeah,
hard
everyone's
time.
different.
Some people have a hard time like gaining any weight and losing any weight. Some people
Yeah.
is Jack. What's your ancestor background like? I know you're like all of us like Ashkenazi Jewish, but like do you have a specific place that you know your family's from, like Poland or somewhere
My grandfather's from Poland and my grandmother's from Hungary.
Hungary? I'm just curious if your love for fit, because I was reading
That's why you're so hungry.
I was reading a study. It was talking about like your depending on like long-term ancestors, you might have a certain predisposition to certain foods, whereas like
Yeah,
you digest certain foods better than others. So I was just curious. I have no
I
idea
can
what
see
the
that.
correlation between Hungary and Poland is with which foods, but I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Michael literally lives more than half the year near those areas. All you eat are potatoes and cabbage, Mike. Eh?
Yep. That's how
Potatoes and
that's how I
cabbage.
get thick. Yeah.
Well, what are your thoughts? Because you're also on you're cutting right now.
You know, we have a lot of similarities.
Who?
Me and Tiger.
How so?
First of all, we have the same name.
True.
This is true.
Already one.
Already
No,
right.
yeah, I
Easy.
don't know. I've also been cutting. I've been trying to lose quite a bit of weight. It's not. I don't know. For me, it's the way I do it. I try to do it as healthy as possible. but it's very incremental, very like slow. So I gain weight super easily and I lose weight super difficult, like stubbornly. So I'm like,
Fuck you, body. For
yeah,
being
dude,
so
like
stubborn.
my body is the most stubborn thing in the world. It's crazy.
No,
Yeah, that's too bad.
he works very hard on it.
Bro.
It's very incremental.
Like I dropped from 202 pounds to 188 in a month.
Amazing.
Okay, that's good.
And then it was my birthday on Friday. So I had like 1 day of junk foods and I gained 5 pounds like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like
Water.
a quarter of all my work just went away in a day after a whole month of eating. So it's tough.
It was a big junk day, bro.
But
Like,
even
was
then,
worth
like,
it.
there's a certain
No
limit.
regrets.
Bro, you just shat out everything.
yeah, I lost weight.
You ate as much as me I did, and you lost weight out of it. Like it was ridiculous. So
Yeah, no, my body when I have big cheat meals, a lot of the time it doesn't help me. It makes me lose weight.
Seems
My
like
body's like,
Nice.
nah, fam.
doesn't seem like a problem to the boys here.
We cut out. What did you say?
I said it doesn't seem like a problem for other people. Like an issue.
Yeah, for sure. So, what was I going to? No, I understand. So, something that we like to do at every podcast. Oh, I cut out. Did you guys hear me?
Yep.
No, you're good.
Okay. So, something that we like to do at the end of every podcast is we like to ask the guest, this time being you, Mr. Daniel Tiger, a little challenge. So in the past, we've had Albert tell us to start doing ice baths. We've had Nicole tell us to, in 1 month, to get our 5K run to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So we would like you to give us a challenge that we can do. Go ahead.
it's like you realize if we ask every single person for a challenge, and we're doing this like 3 times a week, that's
We'll
so
be-
many challenges.
So we'll deal with it.
It can be any kind of challenge.
Give us like a 1-day challenge, please.
Or just
We have so
anything.
many.
Just anything.
Nah, I'm gonna give you a fun build-up challenge, but I'm gonna do it with you guys.
We're like,
also.
yo, 6 months challenge. Let's do this.
10-year
Yeah.
challenge. Make your first $1 billion.
Yeah, exactly. So I was watching this video. What was it? It was some guy going to a weightlifting expo to call out Brad Castleberry on fake weights and stuff. And I was like, this should be a really funny video. So I watched it, and one of the booths that he walked by while he was going over the Brad Castleberry, and he filmed it for a bit and he tried it, was 100-second dead hang hold for $100.
Ooh, I like
And
this.
I realized that not a lot of people were able to do it. So obviously I tried it right after, back when I was in better shape and able to do more pull-ups. And I think I lasted like 20 to 30 seconds because my hands started like killing me and like my calluses were exploding. So let's say that for the next month, we'll progressively build our dead hang hold and see if any of us could actually reach 100 seconds and how difficult it actually is to get there.
Are you joining us on this challenge?
Yeah, I have a pull-up bar. I'm down.
Hey.
I'm down. Dude, I don't know if you ever heard of this guy named Ido Portal. He's like this
Yes.
movement guy. He's able to do it for 7 minutes.
That's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Is that a world record?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man,
I do
I'm
8.
curious.
No.
I do 8
I think-
minutes, no
I
problem.
think the standard is if you could do like a minute, and then if you're really good if you can do 2. And then I think he said if you can do anything past that, you're kind of already just, strong enough to hold it.
For like way longer, either way.
So
Infinity. You know what? I'm just gonna live there. I'm gonna live on the bar, just hanging there.
Yeah.
but I like the 100 seconds thing. It's not exactly
I'm
2
curious.
minutes, but it's over a minute.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if my shoulder pops out at some point.
Well, your shoulder's
Like,
actually
who
meant
knows?
to hang. Your shoulder's actually
Yeah.
it's built for hanging. Like that's
Yeah, like
where-
let's be honest, it's a very natural thing to do as a human
Yeah.
to like hang off something.
if you can hang for 100 seconds, there's some people that say if you can do that, you won't have any shoulder issues because that's like kind of resetting your shoulder by like just in that position. I don't know how how true it is.
We should try it right after this.
I did it this morning.
You hang?
Oh,
Yeah,
crazy.
But did you do a max hang?
No.
Okay, we should try it.
Sure,
100 seconds is a long time. Should we move it down to a minute?
No.
They're backing out already.
Tiger's
You
like,
know
oh
what?
no.
You know, let's just do 30 seconds, guys. Let's go.
Let's do
No,
1
sorry.
second.
We'll make it a
No, let's make it a
2-day
minute.
challenge.
No,
instead of a
100
minute.
seconds.
No,
100 seconds.
let's make it a minute.
No,
You
we'll
like
do 100 seconds.
You want to do 100
We'll
seconds?
see how
A
close
minute
we
is
can
hard.
get.
A minute is not easy.
The
No,
close.
dude, I'd be shocked if I reached 100 seconds by the end of the month. We'll say by the end of May, because we just started May.
Ooh, I don't know. I
basically.
think I could do a minute by the end of May. I don't know 100 seconds.
So you do your best. You do your
You
best.
do your best.
All right, I'm done.
At the end of the day, it's progress. So who cares?
You know what? We'll look up what Brad Castleberry hit, and we'll try to match him.
What did he do? He probably
I
did
don't
like,
know, but I'm pretty sure he tested it.
he's a massive
find
man.
out.
He probably did like half a second. He's like,
Very
oh,
large, man.
duh, I don't need to do more.
Yeah.
And they start curling 4 plates right after.
Yeah.
This is a real a test of strength.
You know when you're
Massive back extensions and hip swing.
Right now?
Yeah, when you're doing
Oh,
that.
yeah, but that's the joke. Ha 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 ha. All right. Thank you, Tiger, for coming on the podcast. We appreciate it.